Welcome aboard Not Quitters. Today we're in the Florida Keys and we are going to be installing a water maker on Not Quitters. Captain Tim, First Mate Tanya here. This is what we would rather be doing today on this beautiful winter day down in the Florida Keys. But instead we're going to be installing a water maker. Hope you enjoy our channel. Please subscribe, give us a like, a comment. Love having you along. So it's a beautiful day down in the Florida Keys. There's a lot of things I'd rather be doing. The weather's absolutely gorgeous, but we did receive a ECHOTECH water maker, and we really want to get that installed so we can make our own water. For my particular application, the manufacturer recommended installing a booster pump before the high pressure pump. And so I happen to have this bracket that was I had taken out somewhere else, and I'm going to mount it right down here on the stringer. I've already pre-drilled some holes there for mounting the booster pump. Okay, so I've got the stainless steel bracket for the boost pump screwed into a stringer, and it is really good and secure. Makes a nice spot to put the boost pump. Okay, I got the booster pump screwed down on the bracket. I had to move it out from the stringer a little bit to be able to get the nuts on the inside, but it's plenty sturdy where it is. Just got to do a little tightening up on the nuts there. So the next chore was to find a suitable place for the pre-filters. The pre-filters go between the boost pump and the high pressure pump, and I found a place. I had to take down a freshwater hose that was on the bulkhead here, but it was like a wonderful place. It is a little harder to get to check the filters than I would like, but it is accessible, and sometimes you just have to make those decisions when installing stuff on the boat. So here we go. Maybe we should set this where it releases a little better, Tim. The location that I found for the installation of the membranes was Not Quitters has almost like a channel that runs behind the cabinets in the salon, and I was able to position the membranes back in here on a couple of stringers. I had to reposition these clamps here, which they are adjustable, thank goodness, and was able to screw it in there, and it is really good and tight and secure. In the cabinet adjacent to the one where the membrane is, I was able to drill holes for the tubing and the electrical wires that will go to the control panel. So I'm in the process of cutting a piece out of an old shelf that was left here by the previous owners to mount the control panel, and I should be able to run the tubing and the wires again back into that channel behind the cabinets, and from there down into the engine room where the high pressure pump is. And this is the control panel that needs to be installed in that cabinet, and on the back of it you can see that's where I have to get the high pressure hose, the discharge, the brine, and then 3 connections for the product water, one to go into the tank and one to like a sample area. And over here is the room for the breakers. There's 2 breakers because we have a high pressure pump and a booster pump. And this is a piece of shelving that the previous owner had taken out when they installed a washer and dryer on board, and I've got it all marked up here to cut out the area for the control panel and to cut it out, and hopefully will fit right in the cabinet. I've drilled some holes here to make the jigging this out a lot easier. Alright, so we made the cutout with the jigsaw and got the control in there. So now we will switch over to our jigsaw. Got to change the blade here. Not our jigsaw, I'm sorry, our skill saw, and cut out the panel. So I got the faceplate in place, and as you can probably see back there, you can see the holes again. We should be able to run everything we need to the back of the control panel there, and it will be behind this cabinet door. Pretty cool. So I installed the high pressure pump here on a shelf in the engine room. It was actually pre-wired and pre-plumbed for order makers, so it made life a lot easier. And you can see the high pressure hose there is going up and up to the membranes. Now this is a carbon filter. This is for the flushing the system out with fresh water after each use, and it's connected to our pressurized fresh water, and after we make water, each time we'll flush the system out with fresh water. And it cannot be chlorinated water. It has to be water that we've made out of the tank. So everything is pretty much hooked up. You can see here, this is the through hole, the C-cock. I'm actually going to open that up. We're going to test it out here shortly. It goes through a C-strainer to the booster pump. From the booster pump over to the pre-filters. From the pre-filters down to the high pressure pump, and from the high pressure pump goes up to the membrane. So again, we're getting ready here to see if we can turn some salt water into some drinkable fresh water. I've opened the C-cock. We always want to check the oil in the high pressure pump by looking in this little bubble here. Make sure we have oil in there, and I think we're good. I decided to go with a 230 volt system. Debated putting in a DC and some solar, but this I think will work best for us. But we will always have to run the generator to make water. Probably only about 4 hours a week to make water, and so we need to start the generator first. So the manufacturer recommends the first time that we run it to run it 30 minutes, or any time after the system has been pickled, to run it for 30 minutes. They recommend putting a sample faucet in. We haven't done that yet. We're a little reluctant to drill a hole into our what's it called? Quartz. Into our quartz. So right now we have a tube running into the sink, and that is the sample. Okay, so we have our C-cock open, and we have opened up our pressure control valve all the way. So first we're going to start our booster pump, let it build up a little pressure, and then start the high pressure pump. And then once that gets going, we're going to close the valve, increase the pressure. Not to exceed 850 pounds per square inch. And we're going to try to get it on up to where it's making close to the capacity of the 50 gallons per hour. As you can see there, it's really close to 50 now. Not going to let that fly all the way. That's 800 pounds per square inch, and we should be diverting some water to the sample tube. So now we've run the system for 30 minutes, and that cleans out the chemicals used to pickle the unit. or the system from the manufacturer, and we have tested the product water, and it has tested approximately 150 parts per million. So now I'm going to divert the water from the sample over to the water tank, and I'm going to adjust the pressure just a little, put just a little more pressure to bring it up to closer to the 50 gallons per hour. So now we're turning salt water into drinkable fresh water. It's a beautiful thing. Some of the scheduled maintenance is based on hours run, and there's not an hour meter on any of the equipment, and so I've decided to keep a log here recording the begin time and the end time, as well as the approximate gallons that we make. So that'll help us know when to change filters, change the oil, and do other types of maintenance on the system. So that's it from Not Quitters, Captain Tim and First Mate Tanya, installing a water maker in beautiful Boot Key Harbor, Marathon in the Florida Keys. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe to our channel. Leave us a comment, give us a thumbs up. Join us again as we travel around on our 45-foot Symbol motor yacht, Not Quitters.